morning, creative stampers. Happy Fun Fold Friday. I have got a fun fold for you today. Um, I love scrolling through Pinterest. I just put in the search bar fun fold cards and just see if I can find one that I've never done before. And I found one. This one is, oh gosh, I wrote her name down. Sam. Oh, shoot. And then I forgot it. There it is. Sam Collette. Calcutt. Cott. Anyway, she is from the UK. And yeah, I'm really excited to show this card. It's called Three Peaks. Some people call it the Three Arrows, but you'll see. I'll show it to you in just a sec before we create it. All right, I've got some people in the house. Hello, Luana and Joyce. Good morning, you two. Thank you for showing up so bright and early this morning. And there we go. We got Tracy and Susan. Yep. So Three Peaks. Now, before I show you, now this card has a lot of steps. I have created a PDF file for you that has the templates and all the measurements for you. You'll be able to download that off my blog or the email that I send out later today. So be watching for that. Because there are so many parts and it's really hard to kind of write down without a picture. I haven't made banners at the bottom for this card. So, but you'll see the templates if you want to try to write down what I'm saying. But other than that, just wait till I get the blog up and you can just download the template and the instructions that way. Okay. What else? Oh yeah. So don't forget my host code right here. This is July. These are called bonus days in the month of July. And so for every $50 you spend, not only do you get a thank you gift from me, but you get a $5 coupon from Stampin' Up. And so for every $50 you get a coupon and you save them till August and they'll email you the code, and don't lose the code. Okay. Don't lose the code. I made a special folder for mine so that I don't accidentally delete them. You'll need those codes to redeem them in August. Okay. So that is that. Yeah, let's switch camera views. Here we go. All right. And I've got some cards from you all this morning. Also, don't forget to put a question mark or something in front of your comment if you need my attention. I don't see any, but I sure see a lot of people in the house this morning. All right. Well, this one is from Luana, and Luana's in the house this morning. Thank you, Luana. This is beautiful. So she won the card challenge, and it's it is a fun fold. Anyways, check that out. And then she wrote me her note on a separate piece of paper so that I could keep this fun fold. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make this. It looks like I can figure it out. Love it. Love the little baby butterflies. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. So cute. And so thank you so much. It's beautiful. And the next one is from Tina Katsuma. She's on my team, and she had earned a sales milestone. And so I sent her a little gift, and this is her thank you card. Is that not gorgeous? Yep. So when you're on my team, you get lots and lots of all kinds of goodies. I love spoiling my team. All right. And if you want information about that, just message me and I can tell you how to join my team. And last but not least, Marge is from One Sheet Wonder. Jessica Taylor does a One Sheet Wonder. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, she does. One Sheet Wonder. I follow two. One is a sheet load of cards and the other one is One Sheet Wonder. Jessica Taylor's One Sheet Wonder. And she urges us to send cards to each other. So this one is from Marge, and she's just saying hello, and she just has a smile with some butterflies. So thank you, Marge. All righty. So those are the cards I got from you guys. What is next on our agenda? Our next thing is, I'm going to put these back here so that they're out of the way. Okay. Our card. Are you ready to see it? It's pretty amazing. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Isn't that beautiful? And it sits up. It has a little bar on the back and a little place to write a note on the back. But it sits up like that. So it looks like this on the tabletop. Isn't that awesome? So like I said, there's lots of steps to this card. Be patient while I take you through them all. I do have a template that I have and created a download for you. You know what? I just noticed I'm not plugged into the computer. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I always forget that. There we go. Okay. Now we're plugged in. Hopefully I won't get splotchy on you. All righty. And like I said, later on, all of the measurements will be on the blog. So there we go. We're ready for that. One more time. There's the card. All right. Now, the first template you're going to need is for the... Okay. So let me see if I can explain this to you, and then I'll do it with you. All right. So first off, it is a 10 by 7 inch base. All right. And save the strips that you cut off. You're going to need those. The first thing you're going to do is score the center. Okay. So score your center, and then measure up 5 inches and place a mark. Then connect the 2 marks with a pencil lightly, because you'll want to erase this section right here. So you're there. Once you've drawn your pencil line, then you're going to measure in 2.5 inches, which is halfway, both sides, and you're going to connect those dots up to the top center. All right. So you have pencil here, pencil here. You're going to cut these 2 pieces off. So you'll have a shape like this. Then you start at the bottom and you score. You score out to the 5 inch, the 2.5. You can score it first, or you can wait and score it now, whenever, but you'll need to score there, and then score there. And that is the base. All right. So let's do that. I'm doing lemon lime twist. Oh, I want to show you the products I'm using today. So I'm using beautiful balloons. We're making the birthday card, and this, oh, so beautiful paper. Now, the problem with this paper is this is 6 by 6 paper, and one of your measurements is 6 1/8 inch. And I'm going to show you how to take care of that, so that you can use 6 by 6 paper. But the biggest thing I want to tell you is to use non-directional paper. See this? And even this triangle one is kind of directional. But anyways, the reason you don't want direction is because when you cut the pieces on the peak, you'll get one going this way and one going this way, the directions. So, you know, unless that doesn't bother you. Okay. Yeah, like this one. Now this one's okay. I used this one right here, even though it was directional. When you flip it to the other side, because it's on a diagonal, it worked beautifully. So diagonals are okay. It's just the up and down ones. I use this up and down here, and you've got them going this way, and then you've got them going this way. So like I said, you'll have one going this way and one going this way. And then this is non-directional there. So like I said, non-directional is much easier to do this project. And what I mean by that is that the pattern is just so random. There's no lines to follow. Okay. All right. So that is the paper. Come here. And here is the cardstock. So let's first of all make it a 10 by 7. All right. So let me go back to my comments. There we go. And we need 10. I need to open my arm out. Put this out of the way. There we go. And 10. So like I said, save this inch strip. You're going to need it. And then 7. Okay. And you'll need this piece also. All right. So don't lose those. Now that I have this done, I need a ruler. So yes, you will need a ruler. All right. And we are going to measure 5 inches up on both sides. Okay. So let me move this out of the way for a sec, so I can get my big old, and your ruler needs to be at least 12 inches because you've got to go across a 10-inch section. All right. 5 inches. So let me put that. Actually, it works better if I put it on the outside of the paper. That way it doesn't, I know exactly where I am. All right, there. And then just take a pencil. And I like these big mechanical pencils. They have a nice light lead. So there's 5 inches right there. And then this side, 5 inches. All right, and then connect the 2 dots. All right. So far, so good. Any questions? All right. Oh, okay. This card, good question. No, you have to have a 5x7 envelope for this card, or a 6x6 envelope. So it folds into the card like this. And so it's 5 inches this way. Whoops, there, I'm out of the picture frame. I'm sorry. So it's 5 inches that way. So an envelope that fits a 5x7 works, or if you have a square envelope, you need one that is a little larger than 5 inches. Okay. Actually 6, because this extends further. See, it won't go this way. It's too long this way. So at least 6-inch envelope. All right. Thank you. Good question. Good question. And I have that in the instructions too about the envelope. Okay. I've got that. Now I need to come in on both sides and do the 2.5 inches. So here we are. And there's 1. And 2. And now, oh, this is why I have you score in the center, because I need to know the center of the top. So yeah, score this at 5 inches. So you have the center top. All right, let me get the blade out of the way. Don't you dare cut this. Okay, there we go. Now I have that. Now I've got my center. And now take your ruler, and now, of course, you could take your blade on your trimmer, but it's easier just to mark it and cut it by hand for me. Okay, so you have that one and that one. All right, now, whoops, too far. Okay. We're going to, and so on your template that's going to be online that you're going to get to download this, it tells you pencil line, and then it says 2.5 inches, and that's a halfway mark, and then pencil here up to the center point there. All right. Then next, after I cut these 2 corners off, I'm just going to score the rays out like that. Okay, so it's really not difficult. It's just got a lot of steps. That's all. Okay, just got a lot of steps. Actually, I like longer scissors when I do long lines. Tend to keep it straighter that way. Okay, and if your pencil shows, you can just erase it. There we go. All right, so that's scrap. Now take your eraser and erase. Come on. Okay. And remember, you're going to have designer paper covering this up. You just won't have the designer paper in the corners. So be sure you definitely get the corners. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now let's get the scoring tool back out. And like I said, we're going to go from the bottom, score piece here. All right. Score piece here. Where that bottom center is right there. Oh, you can't see. Okay, well, let me take that message off the bottom. Hold on. Banner, hide. Okay, there we go. Now you can see. And we're going to go to the top corner right there. Got that? And make sure you have your score blade, not your cutting blade. You do not want to mess this up. Okay. Not that it matters. You'll just have a bunch of scraps. And now go from the center again, but this time go to this point right there. Okay. Right. And now here, Mhm. And get that as exact as you can, because your point, where you fold the mountains, you need it all to come to the center there. I kind of noticed this one didn't quite get into the center. Hopefully it won't mess up too bad. Okay. There we go. Ta-da. All right. So there we go. We have our base. And now we just accordion fold it. Okay. So when I mean accordion, I mean back and then forward and then back and then forward and then back. Oops. And like I said, watch the points down here. You want to make sure that all lines up beautifully. Okay. And then just get your bone folder. There it is. And get some nice, good, crisp folds. There we go. Okay. Now, the reason we put a bar in the back is it will stand this way, but it's kind of wobbly and it falls a lot. So it'll just tip over. Any little bit of wind, just the littlest of shake, and it'll fall over. So we put a bar on the back to give it some support. But you don't necessarily have to put that bar, but you want to put that on very last, because it's kind of difficult to write your message with this in the way when you're writing. So if you're putting a long message in there, if you're just writing happy birthday or hope to see you soon, you could do that with the bar in the way. But you know, it's your card. You know what to do. All right, you ready to put some pretty paper on here? Let's put some pretty paper on here. Well, we have to create some templates. So let's move this out of the way. Okay. And the first one we're going to do is this outside. And it's very simple. It's just a 4.5-inch square. Uh-oh, where'd my paper go? Here it is. Whew. It's just a 4.5-inch square, and I've pulled out the polka dot paper for that. So this is going to be, no, I'm sorry. This is for my top. This is, the polka dot is going to go where the stars are. Okay, sorry. Trying to keep my planner paper here. There we go. This one is for the sides, and I'm going to use this again for the center. I really liked it for the center. And even though the lines don't quite line up right, it's so crazy paper, you can't really tell. All right. Now, one thing I did notice is I've only really got blue here and then a very faint light pink here. Okay. It's very variegated. All right. Very variegated. So I want to make sure that I get as much, like I could get blue and pink, but I don't want two different colors. So if I turn it this way, I'll get blue and pink on one and blue and pink on the other. So I want to do it this way. I'm going to cut a 4.5-inch square, and I'm going to cut the diagonal this way. All right. So that's why we have a template. Now, get out my trimmer. Okay. So I'm going to do 4.5 from this corner to here. So I need to turn it this way. And make sure it's at 4.5. We're so used to doing 4 and 4 1/4, we forget this is 4.5. Oops, it's not in the groove. There we go. And then we're going to turn it. Okay, I want it. Nope. Okay, 4.5. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Now I've messed it up already, haven't I? No, that's right. Okay, there it is. Okay, there it is. Yeah, you really want to measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. All right, so 4.5 this way. And if you mess up, no big deal. You know, you just have it going a different way. All right, so I want blue on one side and on the other side. So I'm going this way. And now put the 2 points in there. All righty. And it's not that much, but it's enough where you have colors on both sides. Okay, so let's put this on our card. And like I said, it's just going to go right there. Okay. So let me get my card out. And I'm going to use the liquid glue this time. You can use either. It doesn't really matter, but I like liquid glue because you can kind of maneuver it a little bit before it sticks permanently. Okay. And I also, this is another reason you don't want to put the bar on yet, because it's hard to get these pieces on when it's connected in the back. So, all right, so there we go. Now we have another 4.5-inch piece. The white goes on the inside. All right, so this was for the outside. Now I need a white piece for the inside so you can write. Now, of course, this is a light colored cardstock, so technically you really don't need light white. You can write a message there in black ink and they'd see it. But, you know, it's in the direction, so let's do it. So here, I've already cut it out. Let's get the trimmer. For those of you coming in kind of late, we're making a 3 Peaks card, and there are a lot of steps. I have created a PDF file for this card. I don't usually do that because it takes a lot of time, but this card it's just easier if you have the template and you can have it in front of you instead of having to stop and start the video over and over again. Now, I always write the directions on my blog, but like I said, a PDF file makes it a little bit easier. And I want you all to try this because it is a fun card. But like I said, non-directional paper is what you want. And it has to, if you only have 6x6 paper, like this birthday paper can only come 6x6, you have to finagle the template a little bit so that it fits. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. Right now we're using, these measurements are fine. Just 4.5-inch square. All right, now that I've got that on there, and then if you're sending this out, I would go ahead and write your message right now so you don't forget that you want to do that before you put on the rest of the bar. But let's turn it back this way. All right, our next piece is these 2 panels right here. And like I said, this is the paper I'm using. And this paper is only 6 inches long. However, I need 6 1/8. Okay. So this is my template. Okay. This is my template. It is a 1 7/8 by 6 1/8. And you need to pay attention. You're going to cut from the top left to the bottom right. That's very important. Okay. That's very important that you cut the correct direction. If you don't, your paper's just not going to fit in the two spots right there. Okay. So you're going to do that. So I've already done that. And hold on, let me get all these pieces out of the way. So I have it all cut in pieces so that you can see what we're doing here. All right. Yeah. All right. So here is the template. You're going to cut from left to right. All right. Just like that. Then you're going to come down 1.5 inch and make a mark and cut this corner off. You're going to do the same thing to this side, except you need to flip it. If you don't flip it and you use it not flipping it, you're going to get the back side of your paper. So if you want both of your pieces on this side, you've got to flip your template. All right. And that's in the instructions. It says flip right there. So I'm going to flip it. There we go. And there we go. We're going to mark it at 1.5 again and cut that off. And so it's going to create like this Star Wars looking arrow thing, not Star Wars, Star Trek looking arrow thing. Okay. And so that's to show you what we're doing. Here are my, and also label them right side, left side. All right. So right side, left side, label them. So here we go. I've got them labeled. So it's like that. Now I want to use this paper, and I've just cut this at 4x6, but it fits. See how that fits in there? except if you don't want pencil mark on the side that you want to show, it's very easy to mark the back, but you need to make sure. So if you do that, you want to take it and put it exactly on top of it like that. So it's upside down. Okay. If you don't do it upside down, they're not going to fit. So many steps. All right. Now I'm just going to mark this. Okay. And I know I'm going to cut that in half. So, okay. You know, I'm going to go ahead and write that line in. I get nervous. I want to make sure it's correct. All right, put that back in its spot, and let's put that pencil mark in there. There we go. Oh yeah, that's much better. Now get my big scissors out. Like I said, when I'm cutting big, long lines, I like a long blade so it stays nice and straight and I don't get it all going crooked. All right. Oh, and another trick to cutting lines is look ahead, like you're driving. You look ahead to stay in the lane, to watch your blade fall down where it's supposed to go. I don't know. That just helps me. I don't know. So other people might not do that. Oops. Okay. Ah, perfect. Okay. So now, and this is all just scrap. So I'll put that on my scrap pile. I don't want to lose my templates because I want to make this card again someday. Someday. All right. And get out my card. Here we go. Here's my card. And these fit perfectly right in there. Cool, huh? All right. How we doing? We got any questions for me? Let me look at the comments. It is a little bit complicated, but that's all right. Like I said, I've got a PDF for you where I've got everything written down, all the pictures for you. So you just follow it step by step and you can do this. Okay. And question, has anyone ever seen this card before? Like I said, I was just scrolling on Pinterest and I found it. I had never seen it before. And so I don't know. And the one I saw it from, she called it Three Peaks. So, and I think she got it from a German. I think she said she got it from a German lady. She had to convert from centimeters to inches, but I'm glad she did because I don't like converting. I don't. I tried at first. I thought I would convert it so that it would fit an A2 envelope, you know, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but it was too much. I said, no, that's just too much. So here we go. All right. So now we've got that piece in. Yay. Now for our center. The center is very similar to this piece that we just made, except it's instead of pointing out, it's pointing up, but we still have to do the whole template thing again. All right. So I'm going to put the card to the side and bring out my template. The first piece, 2 3/4 by 6 1/8. This time we're cutting from the top right to the bottom left. Very important that you do these the correct way. You do this one this direction and this one this direction because of the angles of the peaks. All right. All right. So we got that. Now we've cut on that diagonal. All right. Like this. And this is our right side, but it says rotate. Okay. This is our right side, but it says rotate. All right. So we're going to rotate that. And we're just going to measure down 1 3/4 and cut that piece off. This one says flip. flip. There we go. 1 3/4 up to there. And then it creates a kite shape. Okay. It's going to create a kite shape. And I've got my and they're labeled left and right. Okay. Left and right. And here are my 2 pieces. Whoops. I was like, wrong way. That's right. See why it's important that you do right and left? Yeah, you want it to look like a kite. All right, so take these out of the way and get my paper. Now this one, you can put it on the angle like this, okay? And that'll get you your card. But to save paper, it actually can be put in the corner right here, right along the edge, and then bump that one right up next to it, and you still have all this paper left over. So remember, I like drawing on the opposite side and cutting. So I'm just going to take it just like that and put it on top like that, so that the pattern is upside down. All right. So if you don't, you're going to have the other side, and you don't want the other side. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. All this scrap out of the way. Templates out of the way. And yay! So let me get my card back out. And these 2 go, whoops. Yeah, I forgot. It's kite. Remember, it's a kite. This was for these sides down here. This one, you needed to go this way. Okay, so there's the kite shape. Awesome. We're almost done. We are almost done. I've just got to show you how to do the little circle decal thing that kind of pops up, because you'll want it, or you could just leave it like this. But yeah, it looks better with the circle pop up. This thing right here. Yeah, I got to show you how to attach that. So don't lose me yet. I know, like I said, this is kind of a long card, a long process today. Okay. And there we go. Yay. Isn't that awesome? Oh, it's so festive. I love it. So festive. Okay. So we've got that. Now, see how it falls over? Yeah, you want it to stand up, but if it like goes like that, it falls over. So definitely going to put that bar on the back in just a minute, but let's go ahead and make our circle. Okay. So I need I need 2 circle punches. I've picked the 2-inch circle punch. By the way, it is back. If you all have not been to the online exclusive shop, it is the last thing in the shop, the 2-inch circle. So if you haven't gotten your 2-inch circle, go get it. Plus, you get, remember, when you spend $50, you get the bonus, $5 bonus. Okay, that you use in August. Then this is my decorative circle punch. So it kind of looks, gives it a little interest instead of another circle. But there you go. So I need lemon lime twist. Oh, you do need a scrap of the lemon lime twist that, oh, I thought I had pulled it. Oh, foo. For the circle punch. The strips that you cut off of the big piece, you're going to need for the bar. Where's my lemon lime twist? Here it is. Grab a. Let's see, is this one going to fit? Ooh, just barely. Okay. All right. There we go. And Oh, no, I was going to do a different color. Oh, well, no biggie. No biggie. And then I need another piece of white. Ah, my coffee here. Actually, it's tea. Okay, all my scraps. Let's see, will that fit? Yeah, that'll fit. There we go. And I'm using the blueberry bushel. This one is pink and green, and this one is green and blue. So one's a girl and one's a boy, if you care about that. I don't think it really matters, but anyways. Here we go. Blueberry bushel. Yay. Now I'm going to use the dimensionals to layer the two circles. Come on. There we go. I'm also going to use this bling. This, whatever this is. Now I could use the red. Where's my, yeah, let's see which looks best. All right, so let me get some dimensionals here. How are we doing, you guys? Do we have any questions? Michelle, I don't know if Sam Calcutt's is a demonstrator or not. She may be, but she's in the UK though. It's a good question. All right, I'm not seeing any other questions. Okay. All right. Oh, and remember, this decorative circle actually has a direction. This side has bigger waves, and this top and bottom have smaller waves, if you never noticed that before. There we go. All right, now we're putting this on here. So we can do the pink dots, we can do the yellow dots, or we could do the blue dots. Go with the blue. Of course, y'all are going to tell me something different, aren't you? But yeah, you want to do all this before you attach it to the card. I mean, you can wait till you finish attaching it to the card because it does lay to the side. Well, okay, how do I want to put this on here? Yeah, let's just put them on there. Quit worrying about it. Now I put the big and the little together, and the medium one I put at the bottom. Come on. There we go. This should be much easier if I'd get out my putty knife, but there we go. Which is what it's for. Okay, there we go. Now that's pretty. Okay, let me show you how to put this on the card. You're going to need a 1x3 inch strip. Okay, 1x3 inch strip. Okay, and there we go. This is already 1 inch because we made it at 10 and it was 11 inches. So I need it now at 3. And like I said, all of these directions are on the tutorial that I created for this. Now we're going to score it. We are going to score it at, hold on, let me look at my directions. Okay. The 1x3 is scored at half, 1, 2, and 2.5. So half, there's half. And remember, you're scoring, not cutting. Half, 1, 2, and half. All right. So you've basically just made 2 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 2 1/2 inch. Okay. Now to connect this on here. So what you're going to do is these are going to fold in like this, and these are going to fold in like this. All right, so it's kind of like a gatefold on the back, an itty bitty gatefold. We're going to glue these two flaps onto the card, but make sure they're snug up against this fold, okay? So let me get some glue. Glue is very helpful so that you can kind of maneuver it before it sticks permanently. Okay. And like I said, you want it right up against that fold. Okay. All right, there we go. And then to make sure it's there like that. All right. So that is how that is connected. Now, of course, you just glue the circle on right here. So it just makes like a little platform for the circle. And you want to make sure your circle is straight. There we go. Yay. All right, so far so good. You like it? I thought it needed, I don't know what else to put on here. So, I was looking at it, I was like, she really needs something else, but maybe you could put some balloons over here, like have them sticking up or something. I don't know. Or some streamers or something. But anyways, this video is long enough. So now our last step is putting the bar on the back. So you need a 1x7. So here's this piece that you cut off earlier. You're going to trim it to 1 inch by 7. So put this in here. And we're going to line that up against the 1. Okay. You know what? I'm going to use some washi tape to hold that still. I don't want that moving on me. Okay. There we go. That scrap. This needs to be trimmed down to 7. Oops, we need to pull out the bar. Ooh, too many things on my desk. My goodness. There we go. Okay, there we go. 7. And now we need to score it. And like I said, all these measurements will be on the blog, and I have a PDF download for you. So I'm going to have it all. Here we go. This is scored at 1/2, 3.5, and 6.5. Okay, so 1/2. And don't cut it. Get the blade out of the way. 1/2. Then 3.5. 3.5. And 6.5. And so all I've done is made 2 1/2-inch flaps for the side and a center to fold it. Okay. So actually it goes this way. Yeah. And these go out. All right. And that just connects into the card. Where's my card? There we go. Now, this was a trick. I glued it on wrong the last time. So remember, measure twice, glue once. All right. I want it to be like that. All right. So I'm going to just go ahead and glue this one down. Come on. There we go. Wait a minute. Yeah, we want our flaps in, not out. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. Phew. Okay. Be careful. It glues down this direction for this side, and you want it on the bottom. Okay. In the corner there. All right. There we go. It's okay if you do it the other way. It's just your flap will be sticking out. And now this piece goes to this side. And like I said, it's very helpful to have glue because it like lets you move it around a little bit while you're getting it stuck. Okay. And there we go. We have our second one. Happy birthday. Isn't that so cool? And remember this. Oh, so when you fold it, come here. When you fold it, this goes in. All right, like that. And this goes to the side like that. That's why it's important that you get that bumped up against the fold right there. Okay, so it folds. And then you need either an envelope for a 5x7 card or an envelope for a 6-inch card. Okay, and I feel glue back there. Yeah, if the glue squishes out, you know what to do. Get out your adhesive eraser. Where was it? It was over here. Okay, where did it go? I've lost it now. Ah, there it is. Okay. Love this thing. Okay, whoops. All right, I hope you all enjoyed today's Fun Fold Friday. Don't forget oh, I totally forgot to show you the card kit. Don't forget this card kit is available right now. If you haven't signed up for this, you have until the 10th. If you need information, just message me and I will get you the information. And we've got bonus days going on. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. Yay! Watch for your email today. It will have the downloadable PDF. Also, my blog will too. I can't think of anything else. Let me double check, make sure I don't have any questions. Yay. And how long did it take us? Way too long. Okay. That's all right. It was a fun card. So we have it in green and we have it in pink. There we go. Or I should say berry bushel and lemon lime twist. All right. You all have a blessed weekend and I will see y'all on Monday night stamping. Okay. Oh, my blog address. Good question. Kristina at creatingwithkristina.com. There it is. Yep. Kristina at creatingwithkristina.com. My blog address is creatingwithkristina.com. Okay. So the blog is Creating with Kristina. The email is Kristina at Creating with Kristina. So you can message me and go to the blog. It'll also be in the newsletter today. So, all right. Yay. All right. I got to get off here so I can go do that. Okay. Bye-bye, you guys.